is the head coach, the man who helped make it happen, Coach Brian O'Reilly. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning. Very well, thank you.
Right away, let's get down to business. How sweet was the one last night?
It was good. It was good because of the streak they had going, the numerous times they've beaten us in championship games over the last decade or so, and the fact that this was a young team that midway through the season, it didn't see us going that far into the playoffs, but they grew up so quick, so it was really a special one this year.
Which means more to you? The one that you took home in the fall on the football field, or the one last night?
I'm not answering that.
I did not think you would. Again, Brian O'Reilly is our guest here. Pinkerton with a 9-7 victory. That game was tied at 2. And to me, Coach, kind of had an old-school feel to it because of the physical play. It seemed like the officials gave the benefit of the doubt, by and large, to the players last night. Is that the way you preferred it?
Yeah, and I think that's the way officials always handle championship games. They recognize that the teams that are there know what they're doing, and they're going to call the stuff that needs to be called, but they'll let the small stuff go. I noticed early in the game, a stick got caught under somebody's leg, and the kid kind of went forward but didn't lose possession of the ball, and there was a very good no call because you don't make those kind of calls in championship games, but you might get that in the regular season. So, no, I thought they did a great job.
Coach O'Reilly, good morning. It's Coach Hettler. Thanks for coming on this morning.
So, Chris, I was at your game. That was a great, great comeback. I'm sorry in the end for what happened, but yeah, when I looked up the scoreboard and I got there, I said, wow, I guess this is over, and that was a tremendous comeback in the end. Your kids did a great job.
Thank you. I've said it a couple times this morning. I'm so proud of these guys, and just a lot of injuries we overcame this season, and a great first season in D2, and we're looking forward to many more. So
that's a fact for sure.
Hey, so I wanted to compliment you guys on I thought your ability to clear yesterday was tremendous. Just BG is known for their pressure rides and trapping and things like that. And I thought your guys were so poised and just confident in what they were doing. Is that something you guys worked on, or did they just rise to the occasion yesterday? I just thought it was huge.
It's something we always work on, and we're not a short stick. Give it to this fast kid, let him run up the field, mainly because we don't normally have that kind of a player. So we work very hard on making sure everybody knows how to handle the ball and find the open man. In past years, Chris has had some tremendous writing teams, and a lot of it has to do with personnel. And I'm not sure that he had some of the people that he's kind of had in the past that would clog up that middle. So, it's a little credit for us a lot, but also it's tough. He has a great 10-man ride, which I don't think he was able to utilize well this year. And when he slaps it on you, that is something you spend hours practicing against, and sometimes it just doesn't work.
Sure.
Coach O'Reilly, our guest here on FNL Lacrosse.
I thought the other key is you guys really did a great job of clamping down on Nick Prunier and Alex Astorita, and that had to be, just the play of Tully and Richard. Can you comment a little bit on their play last night and how key they were for you?
That's exactly. First of all, Cam Richard is just one of those quiet. The lacrosse coaches know who he is, but most of the people don't. He doesn't get the ink, but Alex is a really good attackman, very good attackman, but Cam is Cam, and whether it was arrogance or not, our game plan was that's taken care of. He is not going to dominate you. He'll get one or so here and there. And then Ryan Burke, who's our second guy, who most teams would love to have as their first, who's going to Merrimack College, we were able to put him on Prunier. So that actually helped us because that's a big part of BG's offense, those two attackmen. But with those two pretty much taken care of without having to slide to them, and then we had to deal with the major problem, which is stopping those midfielders. And that was just great scheme work by the kids, real hustle. But Cam Richard on Alex and Ryan Burke on Nick Prunier, that really was to our advantage, we thought, as far as at least a wash, that we weren't going to get exposed there.
Yeah, I thought your goalie stood tall in the first half there. Their midfield was able to get off some great shots, but they either just missed or Nick was able to make the saves and get some quick outlets. And I agree, they weren't able to set up with their 10-man ride as well as they could have, because you guys did a great job of just getting out and capitalizing on those unsettled situations.
I think, obviously, as you well know better than anyone, the goaltending from Nick Richard in these playoffs has been everything for us. He started strong at the beginning of the year and then faltered a little bit, and I even, for one game, replaced him more as a motivation thing. And he did not have a good game in the regular season against Bedford or BG, and one other game. But ever since he came back, and he came in the fourth quarter of our Longmeadow game and won that game for us, he's just been solid in net, and none of this would be on the phone today. We wouldn't be talking if it wasn't for him in goal. He made the saves that needed to be made, and all the credit to him as a senior captain, going off to St. A's to play. He really had a great championship game, great playoff run.
That says a lot about his mental strength, because that's not, coming from a goalie, that's not an easy thing to do, to be able to be pulled from games or all of a sudden you lose your starting spot and you're a captain, and you got to look your teammates in the eye and be accountable for that. And he, that's great. That's huge that he's able to do that. And it looks like, St. A's has got to be pretty happy that they're getting a mentally tough kid like that.
Oh, I think you're right. And in that Longmeadow game, I brought him back in the fourth quarter. We were losing by 1. And just the goalie's dream, he came in and made some solid stops, and we tied the game up. And then, I don't know, with like 5 minutes to go in the game, he went end to end and scored a goal. And put us up. And,
wow.
And I haven't had a goalie score in over a decade. And that just, he took off after that. I mean, it was just, he's so confident in everything that he did. And I'm never a big fan when the goalie goes all the way down to shoot, because if you miss, it's a bad thing. But I have to say that's a turning point in his entire season for us, was him doing that. Here we are.
Again, Coach O'Reilly, the state champion, Pinkerton Astros, on the phone with us. You mentioned Nick Richard. He was obviously big yesterday and big down the stretch, as you highlighted. But in my mind, maybe yesterday's turning point was Todd Billiter on the back-to-back goals that gave you guys the Astros the first lead of the game about midway through the third period. What did Billiter mean, not only yesterday, but to your club this season? Because from the outside looking in, it looked like he was the vocal leader.
He was. He was our captain. He and Nick are the captains, and one of only 4 seniors at start. Tully was hurt through much of the end of the season, so I really only had Todd in there as he started as a freshman. And he's worked through a lot of things. He's got asthma, a pretty bad case of asthma, and people who don't know watch him sometimes on the field and maybe thinks that he doesn't hustle, and that's not what it is at all. He's been fighting through that for years, and the way he got everybody pumped up, there's 3 goals that he got, another one he almost got. It was a fitting way, both Nick in goal and him as the captain. That's what you want from your captains in a championship game.
Well, Coach, again, congratulations. I know this one was sweet for you guys, since it had been a little while since you won the championship, and now it's on to football season, right? No rest for you at all, I suppose.
A couple of weeks in the summer, but yeah, that's been used to that over the years. It's actually therapeutic for me. You go from one to the other, it just re-energizes you, and then when football's at the end, I'm ready to go back to lacrosse. So,
yeah.
But give me a couple, 3 days to enjoy this one before we move on.
Coach,
I think you've earned it.
You got a great young team coming back too, and you got some great kids coming up. I'm coaching a few of them on the 2019 team right now for Tomahawks, and this could be a start of a great run for Pinkerton Academy here.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah, it seems to be the consensus as well. Coach, enjoy those 3 days, my friend, then back to work. Huh?
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you. That's Coach O'Reilly, one of the classier men in the business, getting it done for another state championship